Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to episode 39 of the Let's Play series here on Court Farms Country Park. So I hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. So, I was going to start this episode in June. I was going to jump forward in time, get out of May, get into June and see where the game took us from there. But obviously, as I have to do on every day, give the cows and the animals a top up of food, etc, etc. And while I was doing that, I had a quick look in the contracts menu to see if there was anything worth writing home about, and sure enough there was two fertilizing contracts. Now I know fertilizing contracts can pay quite well. Generally as a rule the ones I've seen on this map and game so far, they tend to pay, you know, anywhere from £1,000 to £2,000 give or take a bit, but today there was a couple of whoppers. So we've got field, let me just bring up the it's up display there. We've got field 46, which is quite a big one. We did a harvest in that a couple of episodes ago, and field 14. Field 46 is paying 10,300 and something quid, and field 14 is paying about 5. So collectively, between these two contracts, we've got 16,321 quid's worth of work to be done, which I think is amazing. I do have the field calculator mod installed, which gives me a rough idea of what fields take what literage of you know, herbicide, fertilizer, etc, etc. And collectively across both the fields, if that mod is even remotely accurate, it's 2,223 litres of fertilizer. So we've got one hopper here at 3,900 litres. So essentially we should be able to get both of these jobs done. Please don't hit the wall. There we go. We should be able to get both these jobs done with one hopper of fertilizer. It's no problem if we don't, because I've got a little bit left over at the farm. Obviously I have the oh, what's it called, there's a mod installed, the pallet mod that I've got, so I get I can buy 5,000 litres of fertilizer for £1,000 essentially. The farm supply pack, forgive me, that's what that's called. So yeah, it seems pretty much a no-brainer to get these jobs done, because at the minute we're at £86,591. That £16,321 will take us nicely over the six-figure bank balance, the £100,000 mark. So yeah, that should be a very good start. So I'm going to pop these two jobs and potentially the journey in between into a bit of a cinematic. I don't think I've done a fertilizing cinematic yet. I know they're not going to take too long with this spreader having a 42 meter working width. Both jobs should be done relatively quickly, but either way I'm going to see what I can do with this, and I shall pick you all back up in a wee while, hopefully with a six-figure bank balance. So I'll see you all very soon. Right, there we go. All done. That was easy money. The dictionary definition of easy money. And sure enough, we have got exactly 80 litres left in the tank, so that was perfect. Right, so let's get ourselves back to the farm. Let's get these turned in. And enjoy that bank balance for a second or two, eh? There we go. Right, unloaded, tidied up, sorted. So, let's turn in these contracts, get ourselves some money. Might as well scroll down to the bottom there. Boom, boom. 102,914 quid. That's brilliant. Very happy with that. Right, so what next? Well, again, in a similar state that what the last episode was in a while, it's quite quiet down here at the minute. There's very little going on. We've all of our fields are obviously still growing away. June, there's very little, there's no crop activity in June on the calendar. There's no harvesting or planting or anything like that season-wise. So I think what I might do is essentially just go and have a kip for a month. I'm going to come back in potentially in July and go and see what's happening there, because I think come July time we're going to be able to start harvesting some crops. So content-wise, I think that would be a wise idea. Oh, we've got a bit of wool coming on down here, and I think, yeah, the grazing patch, the pasture of this sheep pen is doing nothing. Again, the food is still as it should be, I believe. 41,527. So they've not. They've had a slight increase in food still, but they haven't. Visually, it hasn't changed. So I think I've definitely messed something up there, haven't I? My fault. Anyway, right. So I shall catch you very shortly. Hello everyone, welcome to July. So, it's quite literally one extreme to the other. We've gone from being relatively quiet, twiddling our thumbs so to speak, just ticking on by, having everything to do. I'm just topping up the cows now, getting them as full as they can be, so that it frees me up for the next couple of days, because we have got everything to do. All of our fields are ready to harvest. Apart from the carrots and the corn, the carrots are going to be up and coming in the next month or so, next month, either the month after. And obviously the corn, we're not waiting for that to be ready to harvest, we're waiting for that to be where it is now, pretty much, to get it foraged. So last month in June, in the second day of June there off camera, I played another game of Pallet Tetris on the trailer and took a load of produce over to the shop to be sold. We made £21,650, and overnight, the last couple of nights that I've passed time, where we made about 10,000 a night, a day from milk. So we're currently sat on another very healthy £155,555. Now, that's all good, but obviously one piece of equipment that we do need to buy in preparation for the carrots is the carrot harvester. Now, we've got several we can choose from. If I pop into the garage here, into the dealership menu, we have got, we've got a few variants. We've got this one, the cheapest. We've got this one. Now, both of these require you use pallets or pallet boxes to unload them. They unload into a wooden pallet box, and I think you pretty much pick them up out the field and pop them on a trailer. We've got this one, and this one, and this one, the big ones, that you can run alongside with a trailer. Now, this one here is the wider of the two. If we have a look at it there, it has two feed chutes, essentially, that it picks up out the ground with. But it doesn't have a capacity, whereas this one does. It's the same width as all the others, 0.8 meters, so it essentially just picks one row at a time. But it does have a capacity of 5,500 litres, 5.5 cubic meters. So yeah, I'm thinking, affordability-wise, as much as I'd like to go for the double one here, I think I'm going to go for this one for 101,000. Yeah, that's where my mind is. But I'm not going to do that right away, because I need to get cracking. We've got work to do, a lot of it. I think, because it's new to me, and as some of you may know, I'm quite excited to get down to it, is the forage harvesting of the corn to get it into the silage bunker. That's where I'd like to be today. Get that done first, I feel. Jump into our forage harvester and get working in that. Run alongside with a tractor and trailer. Now I've wired in the silage bunker into the auto drive network, so hopefully I haven't tested it yet, so I might eat my words, but it's got a bit of a reverse in with the silage trailer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood and all that, it should work. So let's disconnect that for now. I'm trying to think what tractor might be best. I think the Renault might be best for this in my mind, to run the the silage trailer. Sorry, I keep wanting to call it forage trailer. Yeah, the Renault might be best for this one. So yeah, that's where we're going to go. And as always, I'm going to have a bit of a go at popping this whole foraging job into cinematic. Try my best to, anyway. I think I might have to run with the tractor and trailer at first, just to get a couple of headlands done to give give auto drive and the tractor and trailer a bit of room to manoeuvre around the outer edge of the field. Alright, there we go. Now, does this one have any cables or anything to attach? Don't think it does. No, that seems to be about right. I think. Do I have to unfold it? Can I just turn it on? Yeah, I can just turn it on. Right, okay. Awesome. Now I know this isn't a particularly wide header. I appreciate that. But in comparison to... And I know it is a big field, so it is going to take a while. I appreciate that as well. But I am hoping that we're going to have a vast amount of chaff silage to sort out and to play with in the bunker when we're done. So, as I said, yep, I'm going to pop this into a cinematic. I'll try my best to anyway. I hope it doesn't go down the pan. And I shall pick you all back up in what I think is going to be quite a while's time when this job is done. So, wish me luck. See you soon.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me. Hey, I don't know if I told you that I think you're beautiful, and how I can't wait to hold you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know what I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine. I don't wanna be without you. This is something that I know for sure. It's just something about you. I just want more. Tell me what you wanna do right now. Tell me what you wanna do tonight. I really don't care as long as I'm with you. Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine. look into my eyes, you can use them as a mirror. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now look into my eyes, you can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know how I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know how I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Yeah, it feels like I'm on cloud nine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that, as far as I'm concerned, was an absolute mission. That has taken, as near as makes no difference, almost to the minute, 4 hours to do that field and get it all taken back over to our bunker. But what a bunker, I might add. I'm going to take you over there right now and we'll go through some numbers. Righty-ho, check out the bunker. Still need to do quite a bit of compaction. I think it's about 48% compacted at the minute, yep. But we have now got 679,365 litres of what will be silage in here once it's fermented, covered up and blanketed over for a while. But doing a very quick bit of basic mathematics, that equates to about 123 to 124 bales of silage. So that's pretty decent, wouldn't you say? And I'm really quite chuffed because we've finally made use of this bunker. Since day one on this series, I haven't done anything with this apart from park the occasional tractor in it. So the fact that I'm now actually using it for what it's intended to be is great. So anyway, right, need to do a bit of tidying up. I tell you what, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Running auto driving course play with the forager and this thing, most of the time it was working fine. There was a few instances at the end of the rows when the forager was turning around and then the tractor was finding its way back to the forager, that it was well, there was just a lot of mucking around in the cinema. I do hope the cinematic has turned out okay. You'll have to forgive me if it was a bit dull. I haven't made it yet, obviously. I've just recorded a huge amount of footage to make it, essentially. But I felt quite limited with my angle of attack, so to speak, with the actual filming of it, because the corn was so high on one side. I felt like I was only able to really record anything visual from one particular side, so it was essentially just a bit of a rinse and repeat of the forager and the tractor and the trailer going up and down in one direction, sort of viewing from one direction, if that makes any sense. As I say, I haven't put it together yet, so it might turn out alright. It might be absolute rubbish, so we'll see. Let me know. Yeah, 4 hours though, goodness me, what a task. I think we started at pretty much 7:30 in the morning and it's now 11:30, and that's what this is all I've been doing. As you'll notice, I did obviously make the purchase of this big leveler. It had to be done, there was no question about it. I think it cost about 7.5 grand, I think. An absolute vital piece of equipment to do this. It slipped my mind, to be honest, once I got everything running and this was running back into a bit. I've suddenly realised, hang on a minute, I need one of them. So there we go, we've got it now anyway, that's all that matters. Right, so I'm going to tidy everything away. I'm going to run this thing for hopefully not too long, but I'm going to get this all compacted and blanketed over. I'm going to do my best to get everything into the bunker, not leaving anything on the outside. So yeah, I'll pick you back up when that bit's done and we'll see what to do from there. I'd imagine it's going to be a bit more harvesting, but proper harvesting this time, grain harvesting. So, but yeah, right, I'll pick you all up as soon as I can. Had to show you before I blanketed it, because I am so chuffed with this. I've not done many bunkers, but I've done a few, but never one as neat as this. Silage bunker OCDing 101. Yeah, well chuffed with it. Dead neat, as flat as I could get it, almost. I know it's not quite perfect, but... And what we're left with exactly at the end of it is 678,968 litres. So, very proud of that. Boom, there we go. Every single bit blanketed as well. I always end up with bits right out the front here, just little tiny snippets that don't get blanketed, but there we go. Right. This thing needs a wash. I'd forgotten the very odd mud mask, or whatever you call it, that this vehicle has. I've used it quite a lot, but as I say, I'd just forgotten what it looks a bit funny in places. Like on the top here, it looks like it's been wiped over by a wet, muddy rag, doesn't it? You know, when you leave brown streaks on something. Yeah, it's a funny one, but it's a good bit of kit nonetheless. It does work really well. It's a bit narrow, I know that. That was part of the reason, one of the main reasons why it did take us so long. Let alone, of course, playing auto drive battles that we had at the end of the rows now and again. But can't complain. For what did it cost me? 30 grand, I think it was, something like that. Yeah. Considering anything much bigger than that is £250,000, give or take a bit. I'd much rather have the cheaper alternative and have it take me a little bit longer. Say a little bit, quite a bit. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I'm really not. It did the job. I could have made it easier, I suppose, had I considered doing it myself. If I had perhaps, I think what would have been easier? It would have been easier if I'd have run the trailer myself and let Courseplay do this. We probably would have been done a lot quicker. But it's not quite as straightforward to make the cinematics when you're driving the machine yourself. It's easier to have auto drive do it, and then you're free to whiz around and get the fancy angles and all that kind of stuff, or attempt to anyway. Right, what's next? Well, the work doesn't stop here, does it? We have got a lot to do. Oh, before we do get into that, I did manage to get to make a little bit of progress with the sheep pasture. I meant to mention this much earlier on, actually. What I did was, I ended up just spitting my dummy out and going, right, you're having it, and just painting it with the landscaping tools. I painted it with grass, left it, fast forwarded time to the next month, which I think was, it might have been or the next day, sorry, I think it might have been between the 1st and 2nd of June, actually. And when I came to it the next day, the painted landscaped grass had reduced in length to somewhere like this. So something had changed, I guess. The only thing that has changed is in the map PDA, when you go to this bit here and you bring up the grass. There you go, you see. And instead of it having the harvested texture like it was before when it was purple, because I've painted over it, it's like, it's kind of killed it. I don't really know why. But the main thing is the sheep have got food. There we go, 50,724, so that all this grass is still counting towards their food. So technically, the easy way out of this is every time they run out of food, just paint this thing again, and they seem to get a top up. I'm not going to do that, obviously. I'm going to do my best to do it properly and stuff, but yeah, just the fact that the animal grazing mod, animal grazing add-on, or whatever you call it, allows that to happen, is brilliant. So yeah, anyway, right. Enough mucking around. We've got many fields to harvest. What have we got here? We've got some canola. That's ready to harvest. Everything's ready to harvest now, apart from the carrots. So, let's go put this away. This needs putting away in the workshop now for a while. This has done its thing for the near future. I'm certainly going to carry on doing that, but I don't know if I'm going to do it on that field, because that field is... I'm glad I did, first off, because we've got this whopping bunker now. But I think if I'm going to do corn again, which I probably will do, I'm going to do it in a smaller field, just to give this thing a fighting chance, so to speak. Because the what is it? I think it's a 4 metre width. I think, yeah, 4 metre. And it's such a big field. I think, yeah, obviously, like as I say, that's one of the reasons why it took such a long time. Oh, not taking the header off. Oh, never mind. You'll be right. Right. I'll still get the fent in there if I wanted. Yeah. Course I can. Right. Harvest time. Where do we start? Well, I'll get everything gathered together and I shall join you in a field of my choosing. I'll figure out which order I'm going to do them. I'll get everything sorted out, get the header trailer over to the first field, the Dominator, and a tractor and trailer, and we'll rock and roll from there. So, catch you in a moment. Just another quick one before we crack on with the harvesting. Today, real lifetime, is actually the next day from when I recorded that previous clip. This episode's taken me quite a while to put together and record, and I haven't even got around to editing anything yet. But as it happens, yesterday, Friday, was the previous episode came out, episode 38, and I've had a chance to read a couple of the comments. And yet again, one of you wonderful viewers, Mr. Byerman, who has always supplied me with some very helpful information over the weeks and months of this series, left me a comment regarding the grass. Now, the title of the last episode, I think, was something like a fourth growth ? Because it came as a surprise to me. In my entirety of playing this game, I've always been under the impression that grass gave you 3 growths essentially, and then it needed to be redone, reseeded, and reworked. It would appear, according to Mr. Byerman, that that's not quite true. As I've discovered, obviously we've got a 4th growth, but it seems that characteristic is going to carry on and carry on. Grass, apparently, just keeps going and keeps going. Cut after cut after cut. With no drop in yield, assuming I'm going to keep on top of things and, you know, keep the pH value as it should be and the nitrogen, etc., you know, the score. So that came as an extremely pleasant surprise. I can't remember the exact source in which I learnt that bit of information from, the info about having 3 cuts. I'm almost certain it was quite a while ago, and it was from YouTube, I think, from a video. As I say, I can't remember where, but I've always just taken that as gospel, and I haven't actually carried on past the 3rd cut to see if anything changed. I've just got to cut 3 and redone it. But as it happens, obviously, because of what we've done in the last, well, a few minutes ago in the last clip with the corn silage and putting it in the bunker, essentially that might change my approach to this field anyway. I know that I'm going to need some grass to supply myself with some hay, but potentially it means I might be able to do something different with this field, because the hay bales we get from the smaller grass field seems to be sufficient enough, and I can let that carry on and just build up until I've got a huge amount of hay bales. So yeah, since yesterday and thinking about, since earlier on in the episode, and you know, thinking about how I can change my approach and do a bit of variation on the farm, I might be able to do something different with this field now. Stick a cereal crop in here or something, you know. So yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. So I'm very grateful to you again, Mr. Byerman, for supplying me with that information. I am going to, as I say, the approach might change a little bit with the big field, but regardless, I will have a grass field to keep on top of. So going forward from now, I'm going to keep on top of the smaller grass field here, assuming I change what I put in the big grass field. And I think, if I remember correctly, it was something around 17 to 18 bales that I get out of the smaller field. So as long as we keep on getting that yield from that, it would seem that yeah, that would be the case. Grass just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on. So I suppose that saves me one job anyway, or a couple of jobs. It saves me the mulching, the re-drilling, so that's good. Right, anyway, just thought I'd jump in and say that. So but yeah, as you know, today's, for me anyway, this is the next day. This is Saturday. I'm just carrying on with the episode. So yeah, let's get cracking on with the harvesting. Right, here we go. Let's get cracking. We've got the harvester and the header over here ready to crack on. Just been deliberating over which order in which to do things, and I think quite simply I'm going to do what I did, the same way I did it before. We're going to start in field 110 here with the oats. We're going to then crack on to 91 and then over to 90 there for the rye. I think I'm going to do 3 in this episode, and then we'll do 3 in the next episode. Obviously that's the corn we've just done, and there's our carrots that are still growing. And we've got our 2 grass fields to get sorted as well, but we will tackle those in the future. So yeah, this field, and this field will get done today, get it into the silo, or in this episode even. Go from there. So let's drop it down and let's crack on.
What you're putting in, all your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring?
Things in
Right, there we go. Harvest for today done. 3 fields. And we've got a shed load of straw to get picked up as well. And still a bit undecided in 2 minds as to what to do with all that, because we do still have quite a backlog over in the bale shed at the minute. So, yeah, not too sure what to do about all that. We will have a think, see what we can do. So, anyway, let's go through some numbers. Go through the yield of what we got from that harvest. Let's get back over to the farm. I'm going to leave this all here now because in the start of the next episode we've got we'll start in this field here, which is our barley, I think. Yep, barley. So I'm just going to leave that there, although I do need to get the harvester back to the farm actually and top it up with a bit of go-go juice, don't I? Now we'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. I'll get that sorted. So over to the silo and run through a few numbers. Right, so let's bring up the heads-up display. Squeeze into the silo here. Now the barley's obviously been there since last year. That's set aside for the chickens. They don't make a great dent in it, but I'm just keeping it there, so we've constantly got it. But as you can see, I also forgot about the field beans. We've got 40,402 litres. That's from last year. And I think the reason why is because it's all the way down at the bottom in the commodity prices menu. When we go to it here, I keep on forgetting that the rye and the field bean and the linseed are all the way down here. I spend most of my time when I do flick into here, all the way up here at the top. So yeah, 40,402 litres of field beans, which I'm going to get gone now, because that should have been sold ideally. Top dollar was last month in June. It's still reasonable. It's not too much lower than what its highest price is, so we're going to get that chucked into the trailer now and sent next door to Valley View. We'll get that sold. But yeah, we got 31,948 litres of oats from that harvest, 84,963 litres of rye, and 35,165 litres of wheat. So we didn't do too bad at all. So that's great. So we're going to keep that in there till the prices get good for most of those. But as I say, we need to jump in here and we're going to load up with the field beans. There'll be a couple of trailers worth at least. I think this is about 16,500, so maybe 2 or 3 trailer loads. We'll get this sent next door to Valley View, make a few more pounds, because what this is obviously going to do, as I mentioned, I think it was before or in the last episode, forgive me, I can't remember what I'm doing left, right and centre here. But yeah, we want the carrot harvester. We need to get that, and the one I want is around it. It's pretty much about 101,000, isn't it? So we're going to get that. But I also did mention a couple of episodes ago that I'd like to replace and upgrade my slurry spreading capabilities, the slurry spreading tanks. I'm still a bit undecided. I did have 1 or 2 in mind, but I've also got my eye on one. I'm considering it might be a good idea to get one that has the John Deere manure sensing technology in it. So what we got there, 22, 23, 24, that's not bad, 24 grand for that trailer, that'll do. Yeah, I'd like to consider one that has a nice width on the dribble bar, and one that also may have the John Deere manure sensing technology. I think that might be a good thing to get hold of. So yeah, right, well, let's get all this field being sold, and again I'll bring you back in a couple of seconds time when it's all gone. I'll tell you what we've got from it. Right, there we go. Let's just disconnect that for now. So, we made from the sale of those field beans very quickly £58,283. That is inclusive of what is probably 4, 5, maybe somewhere between 5 and 6 grand's worth of environmental score reward, but I always count that into the earnings there. So, brilliant. Very happy with that. So that has now brought our bank balance to another nice and healthy £205,135. So that gives me a few options. I'm quite chuffed with that. We've got, we can easily afford the carrot harvester, or the vegetable harvester, sorry, that I'd like. And it does give me, as I say, a few options when it comes to replacing and upgrading the slurry tanking capabilities and something with a decent dribble bar and the John Deere manure sensing technology. So I'm going to have a look into those because we do have quite a backlog of slurry now. It is building up. It's gone red in the menu. If I jump very quickly to the animal menu, into the cows, there we go, 552,798 litres of slurry. So I do need to make a good dent in that, as I do. Well, it's a constant thing, is it? I want to make a good dent in the slurry and the manure. But I think what I might do, I'm thinking at the minute, is if I can, as I say, if I can get hold of a nice upgraded slurry tanker, and once we've cleared the fields of the loose straw that we want to get picked up, once I've run the mulcher, and essentially just run the nice new shiny manure spreader in there, slurry spreader in the fields, emptying the getting rid of as much of the slurry as possible, but using the John Deere technology to do the right thing for the level of nitrogen in the field. That's the idea. So yeah, anyway, right, that's where my trail of thought is going anyway. So, anyway, I think today's episode, I'm going to call it here. The next episode, I'm pretty sure, is just going to essentially start again from where we are now, because we still have 3 more fields to harvest. So we're going to crack on to that in the next episode. But for now, I think, as I say, I'm going to call it here for this episode. So, as always, thank you everyone for watching the video. I really appreciate your time. I hope you found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. If you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel. And hitting the like button on the video as well if you can, because that goes a huge way to helping the channel grow. And as always, there will be a host of links in the video description with a load of links for the add-ons and DLCs and season passes and the game itself, etc. With my promo code attached, if any of you fancy helping out a content creator and you're in the market for buying one of these add-ons, and if you so yeah, I'd be greatly appreciative. So as always, thanks everyone, and I shall see you in the next episode.